y'all went to Peltavaria to try and find Anima's family, and then Stavios immediately got y'all roped into what ended up being a pretty well thought out plot to try and steal the Hyperlance by Tarko, who was part of the police force there, but also working for a gang called Omega Fist. You managed to successfully prevent that. Stavios went off on their own and managed to not get killed after... Stavios managed to completely and thoroughly magically charm their ex, who was working for Omega Fist, got them to spill all of the beans. And then after you stopped the corporate spies from breaking onto the Hyperlance, sent them off to get a drink, Bal also had to part ways because someone who's been after him for a while caught up with them. So he's disappeared to go deal with that, so it wouldn't put the three of you in more danger. And you passed through the rift. Anima ran into one of her dads. It was a very emotional reunion. You almost died in the rift when you ran into the remains of another fleet that got destroyed, and managed to get out just before the ship got shot, which is better than getting out after your ship got shot. Made it through to the other side, had a couple of days to relax before the Opal Star caught up, as well as the Goliath and the other members of Lumina, the salvage company that I want to say I named him Malachi, right?
Yeah.
It's either that or Matthias. Yeah, it's Malachi. I'm like, I don't know why my brain thought Matthias. That Malachi works for, because it has been fully confirmed with Nova Station that you did find the Basilisk, so the Opal Star was asked to join as part of the security team to help protect the Goliath as they go to a Nova Station outpost nearby, where you'll be able to drop the ship off, get some kind of reward, and hopefully get some answers for all of the really big question marks in Anima's missing year. Because that year's pretty much all that's left that hasn't come back. Some things are still kind of slotting into place, but the memories are there. But it's just that year is still blank. And as you were doing one of your rotations, someone pointed out that they spotted something following. And they hadn't been able to get a good read on it, and Spectra offered to try something to lure out these followers and figure out what they're after and who they're working for. So that began the Ghost Ship Gambit. But did I miss anything?
We actually got to speak with Lex. That was fun.
Yeah, you got to speak with Lex. A little bit awkward because he didn't immediately respond. And Stavios' reaction to who is this person was very funny.
Yeah.
You also learned that Lex does not always have a second set of arms.
Yeah.
And to confirm, because I don't remember if it got on the recording, Lex is deaf. And he's got hearing implants. He just doesn't always have them turned on. Which is why he didn't respond immediately. Sometimes working in engineering, it gets really loud down there. And it's easier to concentrate when he just, turns them off and he just kind of forgets. Because he's... I don't know. Sometimes things get noisy and he's just like, yeah, I'm done with that. But now the AI is Lex's bestie and helps as much as she can to make sure he doesn't miss anything important. Like people talking to him when he forgets there's more than 3 people on the ship, because it was also his first time meeting you. He's been mostly down working on Alfred.
Oh, and Stavia gave the Tamagotchi to Nanelle, which is obviously the best choice.
Yes, now has her own little Tamagotchi uploaded into her system. I'm like, oh, that's going to turn into something, you know it. I haven't decided what yet, but that is going to have consequences, and it's gonna be funny.
boy.
I'm probably gonna do something weird with it. It's fine. But the last thing we saw is... You're in a part of space at the moment where there's not a lot. So the traveling of this giant freighter and its rotating guard of ships stands out if you know what you're looking for, because space is big and you can get lost even in the empty parts. But from a distance you could see it looked like the last thing we saw was one of the Opal Star's engines blew. And the ship drifted back and out of formation and was left behind by the fleet that is traveling with the Goliath. It is assumed in situations like that an alert would be sent out to people nearby that there's a ship in distress. They might send someone back, but the Goliath needs to get where it's going, so no one immediately moves to help the Opal Star, partially because Spectra told them not to.
This is fake, don't worry.
And so there is some time that passes between when it starts drifting back and when the ship that has been following just outside of scanner range, just outside where anyone's been able to get a read on it, approaches cloaked. Approaches very slowly. Anyone watching probably would just think it's like maybe some space debris as it comes and connects to the Opal Star's airlock. And in that time, everyone on board has had time to get to one of the many hiding spots on the Opal Star. Nell has put the ship systems into something similar to the Dollhouse Protocol, where unless your crew, anything you put in will not actually happen. It's a redundant protocol on top of the Ghost Ship protocol that helps prevent people from actually hijacking the ship. And there are hiding spots all over. You've been made aware of some of them. There's also some places you can sneak around to get places. Lex and Drew and Daria are down in engineering, making sure no one can get in there or get to the AI core. Nell is going to be keeping an eye on everything and doing covert communications, while pretending to be just I was gonna say dumb AI, but more like a VI, virtual intelligence. She's pretending that she can't fully think for herself, but she can assist people. It's a helpful little trick that she sometimes will pull out people even when not in this protocol. Lex and Drew and Daria will be down in engineering. Lex insists they've got this. You don't want to be down there. It'll be fine. Tali has stationed herself in the cargo bay, and she has direct ability to turn off the gravity down there. Because she has a lot of fun when people try and break into the cargo bay, and Ty and Spectre are going to be hidden up in the helm. Where do you think the two of you would be hiding out?
What level seems to be like the connection between like ships? Would that go into the cargo bay, or is that a separate room?
So there is an access through the cargo bay. That's not the airlock that they're currently using. So yeah, so the bottom floor, which has the cargo bay, engineering, and life support, that's going to be pretty well covered between Lex, Drew, and Daria, and Tali, who is scary good in zero gravity. The second floor is where you have the comms. The helm is going to be protected. On the second floor, that's where Ty and Spectra will be, because they imagine if someone's trying to take over the ship, that's where they're going to be focusing. But there's also an armory nearby, as well as the med bay, so it could be useful to hide out there. And then on the top floor, there's like training area, mess hall, and crew's quarters. There are hidden compartments in the walls where you can hide. And so before the people broke in Spectra armed you all with basically these trank darts that you can stab into someone, knocks them out completely, and then if you just shove them in a compartment and close the door, Nell will take care of the rest.
That's not concerning at all.
It's knockout gas. Shove them in a compartment, you'll keep them sedated until you can find out what to do next.
So are there any airlocks on, like, the top floor, or is it just, like, the bottom and second?
I'm gonna say it's just the bottom and second. There are places with escape pods on all floors, but they are not accessing. I'm gonna say they're accessing via the second level, but on the opposite side of where the helm is where they've managed to attach.
Well, we know the library is like one big room with access on both sides. So if one of us needs to sort of cut through there, we can.
Yeah.
I think Vi'll be like, Anima, do you want the med bay or the either one?
That's what I was thinking too. I was gonna say armory.
Okay, then I'll be by the med bay.
Yeah, so just hiding in the supply closets. Or they're like little hidden compartments next to the supply closet.
Yeah, Vi's gonna be like, have eyes on the med bay, but yeah, be in a little side room.
Yeah.
Almost across the hall.
As you step back into basically like this little hidden compartment that has just enough room for you and the door closes in front of you, it goes partially transparent. So you can see what's on the other side, but they can't see you.
Okay.
Same with wherever Anima hides out.
I'm over near the armory. Little hidey hole.
You assume Spectra and Ty up in the helm are in similar situations. Not entirely sure where everyone else is hiding, but they got this. Pretty much the only one in the crew that Callie can't take in a fight in 0G is Ty. But it's close.
So, the knockout, was it handheld or does it need to go in a gun?
It could be either way. And I'm gonna say they'll have like a DC 15 Constitution save on the behalf of the people to see if they're able to resist. It feels a little strange as the ship is just drifting. You know, Nell is able to take over if you start to drift in the way of anything dangerous, but for all intents and purposes to the outside, this ship is dead in the water. It is not currently functional. So, Vi, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Yes, dirty 20.
So you do hear as a figure starts to come up the hallway past you. And Anima, roll me one as well.
16.
You also hear someone is approaching. They might not be being as quiet because they think this part of the ship is empty, but you also see there's like a soft little glow appearing at the side of the panel as the people are approaching. Vi, what do? You let him pass, or... Actually, roll me insight.
Insight? Okay. 25.
As you hear this person approaching, you get the feeling very high-tech stealth ship that with all of the ships, and there's some like a pretty advanced ships in the fleet that were protecting the Goliath. The fact that the ship was able to go undetected for so long, probably whatever operation this is going to be well financed, and they're going to be smart enough to send more than just a couple of people. This is just the initial sort of like canary in a coal mine. So there will be more people following.
Okay, can I send a covert message to everyone? Like, this is just a scouting party.
Yeah, if you want to send it via sim or have Nell communicate it.
Yeah, I think either one.
You just ask Nell, and she's like, understood? Communicating. I recommend caution. They have technology that is hampering my ability to sense their emotions. I'm focusing my attention on the areas surrounding where I know people are stationed. Stavios is probably stationed somewhere upstairs, but near where they can get back down if they need to. Just in case someone manages to get up.
Okay, I think Vi's gonna let them pass her just so she can have more of a drop on them.
So they keep going, and Anma, you get the message from Nell that says to be careful, this is probably an advanced scouting party. Do you also let them pass?
Yes.
I also pass. And can I get stealth checks from the both of you?
Yes.
I'll give you advantage because you are behind a wall.
19.
Nice.
19 as well.
Alright. Both just stand very still as you see these figures armored. I was gonna say clad in black, but what they're wearing, it's almost like stealth suits. Like the light kind of bends around them. It's a little hard to see, but Nell puts a little outline around them. Because she can tell where they are, but you imagine if you were not seeing them through Nell, they might be a little harder to spot as they continue on by you, heading towards the helm. Can you just let them keep going, or?
I think Vi's going to silently step out, and I think she's actually going to use her pistol as well. At least at first.
Okay.
So she's gonna...
Give me another stealth check.
Sure. 17. Okay.
They do not notice you.
Okay. Good. Okay, so they're surprised, correct?
Oh no.
Yes, they have no idea you're there.
Okay, so...
Oh no.
Oh, yes! So I'm going to use my Vital Strike, so I get a... Any hit you score against a creature that is surprised as a critical hit, and you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that has not yet taken a turn in combat. I'm also going to use my Death Strike, just to make sure they definitely do not get to put an alarm out. This could go poorly, but it's fine. And Vi is not doing lethal damage. Not doing lethal damage. Just...
They don't need to die yet.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay, advantage. That was 3, a total of 9. Come on. Okay, 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll the damage.
And so a total of 17 damage.
Con save is not needed.
They are asleep.
They are fully unconscious.
Vi just takes them into another cubbyhole. It's just like... Is there blood?
Yeah, so they're gone.
Okay. Vi creeps back into her cubbyhole.
Roll me a stealth check as you proceed to shove this completely limp body, and roll at a disadvantage because you are rolling a completely limp body to a cupboard.
Okay, 13.
Not bad, not bad.
Not dead. It's fine.
No, but you have been spotted as you were shoving this body. You've just gotten them in, closed the panel, you turn around just in time to see there's another figure down the hallway. And before we see what happens to that, Anima, what are you doing? So far you haven't heard anything, but the figure started walking by. Did you go after them, or are you waiting?
Vi told me to be careful, but I really don't want to let them... Even with all the protocols, I'm not really wanting to let them through past me.
Ty and Spectra are both hidden somewhere in that room.
I'm aware. I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to let them pass. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to let them pass.
So they continue on by passing carefully into the helm as Vi is stuffing what at any other time would be a corpse into the cupboard. Roll a perception check, Anima.
Okay.
No, Anima.
Anima. Perception.
Yeah. Perception as this person like steps into the helm.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I was gonna have Nell alert Ty and the captain.
Mm-hmm.
8.
You do not hear the thud. It's fine. You are more focused on passing the alert, and I don't know if Nell responds in words, but there's just a little affirmative beep in your comms.
Cool.
So, Vi, as you turn to see this figure who has a pistol loaded, pointed at your head, that figure is going to take 2 shots at you.
Okay.
It's a 15.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one, was a nat 20.
Okay, I'll use Uncanny Dodge on that one. On the crit.
Okay, so the first one, the shot wings you in the arm for 5 damage.
Okay.
And then the second shot,
Which is halved. Because of Uncanny Dodge. It's a reaction.
would be 8, so that does 4 damage.
Not thrilled.
It almost caught you right in the sternum, but you just turned out of the way just in time so it wings your other shoulder. And Anima still hears nothing. So Vi, what do? You've just been shot twice.
I think Vi's can be like, oh, any chance you'll surrender? I'm assuming they're like, no. So Vi's gonna bonus action hide on her turn.
As you say that, you see them. They still have their gun trained on you. You see they have reaching up to what looks like a comms unit
Oh.
to send a message.
Oh. Okay. So is it my turn fully or just?
Yeah, it is your turn.
Okay. Vi's actually going to use one of her spells from being a cybermancer. She's actually going to use distortion.
Because Spectra taught you some cool new tricks. What does distortion do?
Distortion is you warp the air around you into a small sphere and hurl it towards a creature you can see. Make a ranged channeling attack against the target. If it hits, the sphere bursts into a micro-singularity, and the creature takes 3d8 force damage.
Okay then. That's fun. Give me the roll, see if this hits.
Ooh, okay, that's a 5. No, it does not.
That's a crit fail.
Yeah. So no.
So it's like you gathered it into a sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you're trying to gather it into a sphere, you just kind of lose control of it. And we'll see if there's any adverse effects of that.
Okay, then Vi's gonna move towards them then, for lack of anything better to do, and draw her saber, because now things are getting messy.
Yes, running towards them with the saber and panning over to Anima. Anima, roll me a perception check.
18.
Okay. These guys are feeling confident. You hear another figure approaching, heading the same way that the first person did. And I'll say you probably also hear the faint sounds of a scuffle happening.
So, I'm gonna do something maybe a little silly.
Do it.
I'm going to ask Nell if she can open up a small hatch just large enough for me to get my gun through. Can she do that?
I don't know. That is an excellent question. So, odds or evens?
Evens.
I'm afraid I cannot do that with the panel you are hiding behind. But I can partially open the panel.
That'll have to do.
You'll still have cover. She waits until you give the signal to open it.
I'm gonna wait until they are very close to right in front of me and then take the shot.
Okay. So as they start to cross into your field of vision,
Yeah.
you tell Nell, and she opens the panel just enough for you to get your arm through.
Yeah.
And give me the roll.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 absolutely hits.
Okay.
Roll me the damage.
Roll the damage. Oh, that's neat. They now have roll damage right next to the roll. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Alright. 6 damage.
You wing them pretty good. Now for the Constitution saving throw to see if they do not.
Nice.
So as you shoot them, they stagger slightly and then just fall to the ground unconscious.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the panel fully and shove them in a closet. Not the spy closet, one of the little cubbies. As instructed.
Roll stealth.
19.
You are not spotted as you shove this unconscious body into a cubby. Now roll me perception.
9.
What do you do once the person is shoved into the cubby?
Back in my hidey hole, baby.
So you just disappear back behind the panel. And the camera pans back to Vi as you are facing off against this person. I'll say, like, since you were heading towards them, you see behind them there is another.
I am going to bonus action Gloves of the Firekeeper. So that's a
DC 12.
14. So my saber's on fire now.
Cool, we have a fire in the spaceship.
Yes, this is fine.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. Okay, so it's a total of 16 damage, non-lethal.
Oh.
On fire?
Yes. It's fine. A humanoid body can
I don't think
sustain.
you get to decide if fire is non-lethal. That's kind of fire's decision, I think. And fire always chooses violence.
It cauterizes the wound. They're not gonna bleed out. It's fine. Anything else you're gonna do, or
That's my bonus action, my action.
anything you want to communicate, or?
Third incoming. To, yeah, I guess everyone on this level, just in case.
The third person coming up a hallway does spot you, Vi. I
Yeah.
imagine their companion's slight scream of pain gave it away a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
They've got their pistol leveled at you, but Anima, you hear that, and you get an alert from Nell saying that there's another coming your way.
Okay. It worked so well last time, so I'm gonna try again. Same strategy. Wait until they're in front of me, open it a little bit, and try and blam them.
I'm gonna have them roll investigation to see if I see any signs of where their friend went.
Friend. You're alone in this spaceship.
It's a 23 from the person coming up the hall. And their footsteps, though, they don't come as soon as you expect, and you hear from Nell. They are attempting to communicate. They're aware they're not alone.
Can I see them yet? Are they in my field of view?
Not yet, but you see that faint glow that Nell has been doing along the side. They haven't stepped into the field of view, but you know what direction they're coming from.
Shit. So I also don't know how far away they are.
No. And they're on alert. But depending on how you roll with it, you might be able to startle them.
A surprise attack.
Because they know that there's someone there. They don't know exactly where, though.
And Nell can see their location, but not their movements.
She's focusing her sensors, since there's a lot of distortion going on the areas where she knows people are. Or she knows the crew are.
What to do. Okay. I'm going to try and quietly sneak out of the closet and then just hope they don't notice me and shoot them.
Would you like to see if Nell can provide a distraction?
That's an excellent idea.
I can make a noise at the other end of the hallway.
That'd be fabulous.
Roll stealth with advantage.
Dirty 20.
See if they notice. They also got a dirty 20.
Well.
How do we handle this?
Roll up?
So...
Yeah, we want to roll it again. Your stealth versus their perception.
17. Not quite as good, but not bad.
Okay. They got a 13, so Nell makes the noise a couple of seconds before you step out. And they start like they're gonna look back at you, but then decide to go investigate the noise instead.
So, bap 'em.
Give me the roll. You get a shooty shoot?
Yeah. Shooty. 12?
That just hits.
Oh,
So I'll roll the damage.
5 damage. They have to do the con save for the knots.
It hits them and they stagger, but they don't go down.
Ah, damn it.
Instead, they turn around and level their gun at you.
Second shot. 16.
That hits.
7 damage, and they have to roll again.
They're looking a little more hurt. And they go unconscious.
Nice.
This time they drop like a sack of potatoes.
Cool. Okay.
The hallway is now clear. A different panel lights up this time, one that is empty.
Here we go. ×2. Shove them in again and...
So yeah, you see the hallway is empty. You can hear, you know that Vi is currently facing off against 2.
Yes. I'm gonna shove them in a panel, and then I'm gonna cut through the library.
So we cut through the library and we go back to Vi, who is facing off against Spy, who is not all that thrilled with what's going on. So they're going to take 2 attacks at you with a short blade.
Okay.
It's a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And a 22 to hit.
By one, can he dodge one of them?
Okay. So the first one does 6 damage. No, not 6 damage. 8 damage. I can read. And the second one does 6 damage.
Okay, so I'll have the full 8.
I'll let you do something before I have the other person start shooting.
Vi remembers that the point of this is non-lethal and fire, well... So Vi's gonna take her pistol back out and shoot them from, pretty close range, but it's fine. It's fine.
Just more awkward when you miss.
Yeah, like that. You had to say something, Brianna? A 9?
As you line up the shot, manage to bat your pistol out of the way just as you were firing.
That's rude.
Vi's gonna...
Because they had their blade out.
I do not have to let you personally live. Okay, Vi's gonna bonus action, I guess.
Disengage.
Yeah, bonus action disengage and back up. But to at least make them have to...
And you know Anima's heading your way.
Yeah.
I would have mentioned Anima incoming.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I just went.
But Nell is keeping an eye on all of the crew.
Yeah.
Nell is a good AI.
The vial back.
And helpful and thinks of things when the himbo doesn't.
Well, she is many things, and one of them is a combat AI. So as Vi steps back, Anima bursts out of the library door. And you come face to face with this person in a similarly designed stealth suit to the others that you've seen. No obvious corporate logo or markings or anything.
Hello, is it my turn?
Go for it.
Okay. They're very close.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're very close.
So you can stab or shoot. You can do it from the doorway.
I already have the pistol equipped, so I'm gonna shoot.
Give me the roll. I'm assuming you're shooting for 1 first, because the goon right in front of you, that misses.
Yeah. Second shot. That hits, though.
A 24 hits. Now, give me the damage.
5 damage. Roll that con save.
Just under, so as you hit them, they drop to the ground, and you see there's a person at the end of the hallway. They have their hand up to their ear like they're listening to something, and they say, "Understood," and begin to leave.
Nay.
You say, is it Vi's turn now?
They're taking their action to leave.
Oh.
So they are heading back to the airlock. I'll say there's some time if you want to try and take a shot before they leave, but they're going to take their full action to start heading back to the airlock.
Okay. Yes, I do have something I would like to at least try. Well, yeah, screw it. I'll bonus action dash to get closer to them, and then I'm going to try using a Cybermancer ability called Mind Hacker.
That is frightening.
Yes. So, as an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cone to make a wisdom saving throw against your Cybermancer channeling save DC. Creatures failing their saving throw are either charmed or frightened by you, your choice, until the end of next turn. So, I'm going to choose charmed to make them not leave.
Okay. So it's a wisdom save?
Yeah. DC 12.
I got a 15.
Damn. Okay.
Anima, you wanna take some shots? Or
Sure, I'll try it.
as you see that energy leave Vi again, you know by this point that she's started developing her Cybermancer abilities.
First shot. Now 20.
Yes!
Okay. So, what do you want to do with that nat 20?
I would like to shoot them with the pistol.
Alright. Let's get con save. They go down.
Yes!
They also take 10 damage.
Whew, they're hurt. I just picture like they were running and you caught them and they just faceplant and skid slightly.
Nice.
And there's this like noise in the distance, and Nell says, "The other ship has detached and they are cloaking."
Captain, orders?
How many were you able to get before they left? Is everyone alright?
I'm good. Bye.
I'll live.
I got 3 of them.
Yeah. 3 on my side.
I got 2 down here! Tally pipes up over the comms, and then Drew and Daria. There were none that came towards engineering, and there's conspicuously no response from Stavios.
That's not good. Stavios?
Uh-oh.
No, run a scan. Oh no.
No.
Attempting to track the other ship.
Nell?
I'm not seeing them.
Great. Okay.
You hear swearing coming from the helm.
Well, we have, about 8 people to interrogate now? For answers?
Did they take them?
Well, it sounds like.
Why would they do that?
Unknown. They were able to scramble my sensors. It appears they were feeding me false information. Such a thing should not have been possible. I can attempt to communicate with them. I will need to access some security upgrades from Right Security. Spectre's like, do it now. Whatever you need to do. Your discretion. Whatever you need. You need me to step in. Let me know. We need to find them. I'm reaching out to the rest of the fleet, seeing if they can get any radios on that ship, but I doubt it. Damn it. Ty comes and helps you get all of the unconscious bodies to the unofficial, I think they actually just, it's like a little brig area, but I think they just decided to leave them in the compartments for now. There will be room on the Goliath, more space to keep them secure while we figure out what their purpose was here. It appears they were not after the Goliath after all.
Can Vi go on the ShadowNet and see if there was any information or any, I guess, bounty on Stavias?
Yeah. Give me an investigation.
Oh, nat 20! Cool! I was not expecting that today. The 21, but...
It's buried deep. It takes you a while to find, but you do find it.
Okay.
It says it is a bounty from a company called Phantasm Tech. But quick look at them, you can know they're a shell company for something else. They put it out a bounty, they wanted Stavias alive. Last seen near Peltavaria.
Okay. Did Stavias say that they were on the run from their dad who was with the tech company, or was that, or weapons, or just...
They've mentioned that they hate their dad. I don't remember if they've specifically mentioned that they work for a weapons company.
Okay. I think Vi's gonna share that information with everyone and go, I mean, I know they had some family drama, so could this be an extension of it? I don't know. I know they're at least at one point wealthy from their codes and mannerisms, but...
I'm familiar with their father and the work that he does. Not the most pleasant of people. I also know that they disappeared from their family circle about 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know why they would come after Stavias now. They've got people looking into it. I'll say, as she's saying this, the Opal Star is returning back to the Goliath because there's nothing to chase at the moment. No trail to chase. And you also have a bunch of unconscious people hidden in compartments on the ship that you need to offload.
Really?
While Vi is investigating and looking on the ShadowNet, Anima, what were you doing?
This is completely futile, but I'm gonna go up to where Stavias was stationed and take a look around and see if there are any clues.
Roll me investigation.
Dirty 20.
As you go up, you see there are signs that there was a struggle up here. There's not a lot of blood, so that's good. But you can see signs of a scuffle. Are you looking for anything in particular, or...?
I guess not. I don't even know what I would be looking for, but maybe Stavias tore part of their clothing, or they dropped something, or anything. Also, question. Is there a secondary camera system outside of Nell that they, like a redundancy, that they maybe weren't able to scramble?
I'll say there probably is, knowing Spectra, there probably is some redundancies built in outside of Nell. You search around, you find the spot where the scuffle took place, you start looking around on the floor to see if anything was torn off or thrown off. You do find it looks like if one of the assailants had a glove on, and it looks like it came off and slid under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it went unnoticed, got left behind. You might be able to trace at least who's supplying these people, depending on, because looks like it's part of a special armor set almost. So you might be able to find some leads that way. And you also find Stavias' sim unit. And the thing that they were looking at last was a message from someone named Dandelion, which is their name for Mrs. Yellow, saying to be careful. Their father might have found out where they were. That there was chatter about it.
How long ago was that message sent?
Probably around the time the ship got breached.
I should have known. I should have been stationed up here with them. Damn it!
You couldn't have known what those pirates were here for. And so the good news is, Stavias does have their communication device with them. Because you have earpieces that you communicate with.
Mhm.
I cannot reach it now, but Lex and I are currently working on a way to reestablish communication without their captors realizing. It will take time, but we think we can do it.
If you do, would there be a way to trace it?
We believe so, yes, depending on what sort of cloaking technology that their captors have. I assure you, Spectra is very good at finding people. Going up the stairs, you can hear Tally yammering like a mile a minute about, I can reach out to this person, they might be able to know something and like help us find out what kind of stealth technology that they were using. If we can get access to those outside feeds, we can find out what kind of ship it was and be able to trace it that way. Or it just keeps going and going.
I plunk the glove in front of her.
You just drop the glove downstairs, and she stops in the middle of a sentence. Ooh, yeah, this is really helpful, thanks.
Sure.
Grabs it, and you can hear her scampering off. You head down to join everyone else, or...
And Anima is obviously very upset.
Spectra looks up. Were you able to find anything?
Mm-hmm.
Then returns to glanced up and is frantically typing.
I gave Tally the glove to hopefully be able to track that more easily. I also found this, and I set the sim unit down. And when we find Stavios, if we also find his dad, I'm gonna punch that guy directly in the nose.
I would love to do that too. We just have to get him when there's security's not around.
I don't care if security's there, I'll go through him. He deserves a punch in the face.
And perhaps more. Pretty bold to launch an attack like this. Unfortunately, there's not going to be much we can do immediately. We're only a few hours from Nova Station. They may have something we can use. I've got everyone I can trust looking out for it. I had to limit that a bit because... I'm assuming you shared about the bounty, right?
Yeah, Vi would have shared about that.
With there being a bounty, I had to be a little more careful, but... There are people looking.
Has anyone told Miss Yellow yet? I can't remember if I have her contact information, but...
I feel like she gave everyone a way to contact.
I mean, we also have Stavios' unit right there with the conversation open already.
Okay, then I think Vi will take out her sim unit and actually call Miss Yellow. Like, to me, Stavios was kidnapped. It turns out there was a bounty on them. We found their sim unit with your conversation, so it sounds like they were taken by their father. So any information you can use on that would be helpful. Thanks. I'm assuming it's a voicemail at that time.
She doesn't answer immediately, but you do get a text back a minute or so after you hang up. Unable to call. Thanks for the update. I will start looking. Any information you have would be helpful.
Vi will share whatever information.
There was no branding or anything on that glove, was there?
Roll investigation. See what you're able to find.
22.
Tally's running some scans and is looking up information on who essentially has patents on using this kind of material. So you take it and you look at it, and as you're looking, you are able to find it's kind of small, hard to see, but there is a company logo along with a model number.
I show it to Vi since Vi's the one that's in contact with Miss Yellow.
Okay. Vi's gonna share it with her.
Yeah, you show it to Tally or Spectra.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm not being sneaky about this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you read it out loud, Spectra gets this quizzical look on her face. Huh. Starts looking something up.
Captain?
It was a prototype suit of a line that they ended up not continuing at Lake Security. The prototypes were stolen, so whoever's behind this was not afraid to steal from Lake Security. That's bold of them, but get in contact with their internal security and see what they were able to find about the theft. Which I'll remind you, Reg Security is also the one that Nell said she was gonna have to like get some updates from. Actually, both of you rolled lore.
Ooh, 7.
Yeah, it doesn't register anything for you. What's going through Vi's head? How does Vi feel about this?
Vi is not happy. She's probably not as emotional about this because she knows this is not the worst situation. Seems like Stavios was kidnapped at the orders of their father, so they're being kept alive. They're probably not being brainwashed. It could be that there was a change in, I guess, command or health of the family. So it's like they could be, I guess, an unwilling inheritor of the family company or any number of political things.
They were hella disowned, but I don't know if you know the degree to which they were disowned by their entire...
Yeah. I mean, if, like, the person who was inheriting it passed and they're, for whatever reason, the only one left, then disowned or willingness may not come into it. That's what Vi's thinking, at least.
Yeah, and Anima with the 15. You've heard this company name mentioned a couple of times by Spectre, and I think you might also remember it from before that kind of like year. Yeah, they're pretty well known, pretty well reputable security company. And I think you remember that they designed Nell. They had a part in some of the design. They didn't end up continuing with the line that Nell was a part of, because sometimes they make a prototype and then they make adjustments, so there aren't a lot of AI out there like Nell, but pretty well known, pretty reputable. Run by the Reich family. There was like a change in ownership a while ago, so it's not still within the like Reich bloodline family, but they're good people. Even the best of companies probably have some bad eggs in there, though. But they're not shady like Stavius' father's company, which I don't know if we ever came up with a name for that. Imagine just kind of a silence falls over the ship as everyone's processing what just happened. Someone got stolen off of the ship, so it's not something that happens every day. Ty is currently the one piloting, as Spectre is a little busy reaching out to her contacts, seeing what all she can find. And Ty pilots the ship into the Goliath and has arranged for some of the Lumina company security to come help move all of the unconscious people into a more secure location, leaving you all to process what's going on. So, we at Nova Station in a few hours. Not sure how long it'll take Nell and Lex to reestablish communication, but that needs to be done carefully. Can't really rush that so much unless we want to risk whoever has them finding out. And I've got some people looking into things. Not much we can do right now, Spectre says, and doesn't take an insight roll to know if she is pissed. What's going through Anima's mind?
Anima is restless. She wants to go after them now, but knows that there is no way to.
The ship did disappear surprisingly quickly.
Bunch of assholes. So Anima goes, guess, to the training room.
Just need to go hit things.
Yeah.
You won't even have to ask. Nell just immediately, like, summons up, similar to when Bal was training and they're going against random creatures, except for this time it's looks like a bunch of corporate goons. For you to beat the shit out of, to your heart's content.
Doesn't help anything, but it does let me be less,
It gives you an outlet for your anger.
yeah.
So what's Vi doing while Anima goes to just beat the shit out of stuff?
Vi is going to help Spectre for a while. Yeah, I think Vi would know that Spectre has more information about Stavios than Vi does. I think Vi would be like, at one point, Spectra, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. One of them, actually, I thought of while we were getting ready for dealing with the, I guess, corporate spies or whoever. Stavios, at one point, we were talking about Eldor, and Stavios had a pretty negative reaction. They just left the room. I don't know if their father's company is based out of Eldor, but that may be the final destination unless their father has multiple sites and multiple planets.
It is a possibility unless he wants to make sure whatever's going on isn't associated with him and his company.
That's true.
Got some friends going around there to look and see what they can find. Covert monitoring, it's his company, they deal a lot in weaponry, some defense, but mostly weaponry, so you have to be careful with surveilling them, but we've got people looking into it, and people who are sent out immediate ping to anyone nearby to keep an eye out for that ship just in case. It's easy to get lost out here though. If there's nothing where you are currently through a very empty part of space.
And then there's another thing that I wanted to speak with you about Nova Station, actually. Do they know about the Federation? Because it seems like the Basilisk the people who were on the Basilisk were heading there.
Honestly, I'm not sure. It might be something we can ask about when we get there, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But they don't share everything they know about everything they know with the general public. Given that some of what they deal with is sensitive, it is possible, but that's not something I know.
Okay. Because I may have more information for them, but if they don't know much about the Federation, I don't necessarily want to open that can of worms. Like, I know the government has kept that information secret on the Alliance side, but...
At least for now, don't want people going to see if they can prove that, oh, no, they're not that bad, they're friendly. People are dumb sometimes. There were some issues when they first started negotiating with England and the Imperium, and it just got messy. Had to rescue quite a few idiots out of there. Also had a couple incidents where sometimes some of their people would come in and pass as Eldorni to try and figure out what all was going on. And that had different degrees of success, but that stopped once both governments realized what was going on. Before that could get too messy, but that would would not work as well with the Federation. They're terrible.
Yeah, I found an account about a group looking for, I guess, another crucible that has been thought to have been in Federation space, which is, piecing it together, it sounds like that's what they were looking for. So I don't know exactly what Federation, or what Nova Station knows, which is why if we could use this as a bargaining chip to help get Stavios back, or more information about Dottie, we could try it, but...
It's worth considering. I was there for a long time, saw no signs. I don't think anyone knew anything. If there is one in there, they could be very well hidden. It also could be on the other side, just outside of their space, on the opposite side of where the Alliance is.
It's true, but...
They're hard to find if they're not active.
Is there anything I can do to help with research with finding Stavios, or at least understanding why they decided to take them?
I mean, if you're able to pick up more information through... You said the bounty was under the company name? Maybe research into that?
Okay, I mean, it's obviously definitely a shell corporation, but yeah.
Give it some time, you may be able to trace it back to whoever set it up. I mean, we can probably guess, but having something solid proof will help if we need to go to the Alliance for more official action. I have people who can help, but until then, just not showing them what we've been able to figure out so far would be good.
Okay.
As you've been talking to Spectre, you definitely get that feeling that she's taking this a little personally. Part of it's probably blaming herself that this Gambit didn't work out like she thought it would, but given the information that she had, there's no way to know that that ship was after Stavios and not after the Goliath. Just no way that she could have connected those dots, but she still is kind of kicking herself that one of her crew got kidnapped off of her ship. And she's will not rest until she gets her Chaos Gremlin back. Even if she has to break into Stavios' dad's house to get Stavios back, she will. It's a combination of, that's my crew you're messing with, and this dude's an asshole, I'm not letting him have what he wants. You glance over with your very high passive perception to see Tally is actively, hacking Phantasm tech. Probably a couple other things, too.
So yeah, I'll help out however I can. Try to research Phantasm Corporation.
Just give me an investigation and feel for about how long this will take.
7. A while.
Yeah. Usually you're pretty good at sniffing out who's behind it, but there's just something about, the corporate structure of alliance companies that's very different from what you're used to doing. So you keep trying to do your usual tricks of who's really behind this, it's not working well. You are able to make very slow progress, but by the time you get to Nova Station, you've gone through 2 or 3 shells.
This is annoying. I wonder if Scarecrow's network of hackers and intelligence agents is fully up and running or not.
You can ask your mentor.
Yeah.
He is on the ship with them.
File message Z. One of our crew was kidnapped. Basically, Vi's gonna explain what happened and give a whole rundown of what she has so far. Just be like, I've gone through about 2 or 3 shells beyond Phantasm Corp, but it's challenging, and it doesn't help that we don't know why they were kidnapped. Any chance you can get Scarecrow's network to help with this? Unless you've not found him yet. But...
We are currently attempting to pick up Scarecrow. He's taking some time to convince that we're not hallucinations. I'm very concerned about him, but I'm letting the Nerd Squad take care of it. Once we get him to stop screaming and flailing about nanomachines, I'll get them on it.
Okay.
Never mind, they just tranked him. They'll be on it in 5 minutes. You don't even have to ask which one of the Nerd Squad tranked him. There's one of them that's very no nonsense.
Yeah, just forget this.
Absolutely not be afraid to just shoot him with the trank dart.
I mean, they tried. They tried peace first, and now they're trying tranquilizers.
Yeah. So, Scarecrow has been knocked out via trank dart and is being loaded up onto whatever ship they stole, assuming they stole a ship. And the Nerd Squad will be on it.
Thank you, Z.
Of course. How you doing, kid?
I've been better. I don't like having someone kidnapped. We thought they were going after the ship we found on the planet a Scarecrow was on, but it turns out they were after Stavios, which is odd. I can think of a few potential reasons, but it's not great being reminded about people suddenly disappearing.
Yeah. You hang in there.
I will. Nothing else. I've learned how to play the long game with this. Planning on getting them back and then teaching the hand pulling the strings a lesson.
Let me know when you find that hand. I would love to watch that.
I will.
Time passes. Anima works out her frustration. You're able to get in a little more research before you approach. It's definitely smaller than the last station you visited, but aside from that, it looks relatively ordinary. Spectre's like, oh, it may not look like much, but it's Nova Station. No better place to hide than in plain sight. You have been listening to Aboard the Opal Star, an Esper Genesis 5e actual play podcast DM'd and produced by Brianna Jean as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. Vilena is played by Alexis Workman. Anima is played by Casey Glover. Stavios is played by Shan Smith. And the theme music, as always, is by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios. If you don't want to wait to see what happens next, you can get early access to our episodes over at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. If you like our show, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting app so people can know where to find us. We couldn't do this without your help. To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.com.